You're so scared. We're going down. Nothing can stop this correction. This was local top. This is end of the bull market. Pack your bags and leave. That's one part of the market. The other are at peak euphoria. We are hitting 150k Bitcoin, 170k Bitcoin, 200k Bitcoin, 700k Bitcoin, 2 million Bitcoin. I don't know where euphoria is. I'm asking people around. No one feels any euphoria at this stage. At the same time, I see a lot of people that are scared, that are selling their ETH meme coins, that are selling Boba, that just prove to themselves that it's a winner of this cycle. I'm not even sure that Boba is finishing its wave 3 already. I think we might be just seeing a small correction inside the wave, just because of the fact that more liquidity from Pepe should be coming into Boba. I don't think we still had enough at this stage, and I don't think it's yet end of wave 3 for Pepe as well. I do believe there is some time still left for it to pump further as well. This video is going to be about meme coins one more time. In this video I will focus on current marketplace, current narrative, some things that you might be entering already. Speaking of the meme coins, I do think it's the best narrative of this cycle. I do think it's the best thing to be making money on this cycle as well. It's the most fair thing out of everything you have on the marketplace currently. In terms of VC-backed projects that are just dumping on you, just so crazy what is happening. And I'm very happy to understand this currently as well. Because last cycle I was just dumped on. Persuaded at the same time that I should be holding so they can dump more on me, alright? In this video we will go through Alex updates. We will go through call that was shared on this channel yesterday. We will go through all the meme coins that we have on the marketplace that are popular currently, different metas. I basically just created several peaks from my end that I would like to share. Some of them might be in the buy zone already. Some of them might be in between their waves at this stage. I am providing you with absolute gems on this channel. Wolf is up 2x from yesterday's video, and the best thing is just the beginning. But I'm not going to talk much about Wolf at this stage. I will be persuading you to buy, to not fade the chance how I faded it with bread. Once it would probably be 2, 3, 4x from here, a bit later. So let's talk about meme coins. Let's talk about narratives. Let's talk about current peaks. Let's actually rank them from the amount of access of how much I think they would essentially do. And before we start, I would also like to remind that I'm giving away $100 in each video. In order to be eligible for giveaway, you have to be my referral on BitGet exchange, you have to deposit at least $100, and you have to have KYC completed. And once you do all that, you also can join my private Discord for free. I will actually share some things from my private Discord right away. It's crazy how much money we're printing in 5, 6, 7 days. So crazy to me. One thing I wanted to add, I get a lot of requests currently, a lot of people messaging in Discord as well. I would have some time during my days to respond to all the inquiries. There are just too many of them at this stage. Wait, you will get your response. Just make sure you are asking something concrete. You are asking something that you really want to get a response to. First things first, March 9th, 2024, 3 days ago, I believe it's a good time to loan Alex as well currently. Enter something midterm with 3 to 4x leverage as well. Main catalyst, Solana liquidity should flow into Alex, EVM based chain very similar to Ethereum. A lot of time passed from the initial pump, gaming should be picking up soon. Ethereum based gaming already surged up IMX Beam, now Pixel, new token seems to be doing well. I think the most important thing in this market is not to lose your funds, that's why largest amount I'm entering at 3x, speaking about leverage, and I always have margin to add not to get liquidated. The call was made on 9th of March, around this time. Since then, Alex is up almost 30%. If you were entering with 3x leverage from that call, you're already up 2x on your position. There is a reason why they call me Stan the ATM, right? And one other thing I actually wanted to share, after my yesterday vid, Wolf is surging up like crazy. Basically had done a 2x already, but the best thing, guys, it's just the beginning. AVAX only had done like what, close to 30%? We should be seeing AVAX at 70, 80, 90 bucks. And Wolf should be surging up as well. And think on the Coq Inu as well. Once this thing will start to correct, once people would understand that the upside is very limited, if you're actually buying into Coq Inu and you're probably buying someone else's bag and you would be getting dumped on. These large market cap tokens, they definitely need more time to consolidate. They need more time for players to actually take profits. For the current holders, they need more time for other people to buy in as well. You would like to say that there is enough liquidity on AVAX to push Coq Inu even harder, even higher? But what is the reason for AVAX Foundation to actually be pushing harder current holders and current meme as well? They would be fine with a 2x, and 2x will probably just be pushed by the public, by influencers that are talking about Coq Inu. Maybe there is a reason they are doing that, right? And it's much better and it's a much nicer story if something lower would actually be pumping. Just because of the fact the market cap is lower, therefore you actually need less money to pump the token up, and it's also better marketing and better story for the chain itself. Because one more time, the only reason for teams that have and are working on their own blockchains to have and pump meme coins is because they're attracting a bunch of attention into the chain. A bunch of liquidity into the chain. It's the best and cheapest way from marketing point of view to attract a bunch of users. And if you have a choice, if you are AVAX marketing team, you have Coq Inu. In order to pump Coq Inu, let's say you need $5 million, right? And it will do like a 2 or 3x. And like what? You would be saying in the media, a meme coin on our chain just had done 2x? That doesn't look so great. Like AVAX will most likely will be doing 2x quite soon. And if you would be putting same $5 million into something smaller, into something with a proper narrative, into something that is actually character of Pepe, not a derivative, but actual character of Pepe, not a rug as well, because it didn't rug recently at 2 million market cap. If you would be putting this 5 million, it will be doing like from 25 million market cap, 5x, 10x's, 15x's, 20x's, 25x's. It's way better marketing for the chain. I do think they understand this. I do think that there are no stupid people that are running their own chains. They don't want to spend a bunch of money, get 2 or 3x, and then try to be marketing 2 or 3x or 4x or 5x. It just does not make sense. Probably I told too much already on Wolf and AVAX situation. We will probably have something separate talking on that case as well. Right as I'm recording this video, we see a red candle on BTC just dumping down and everything is going down, and my $2,000 and $40,000 in profit on Pepe, they're not doing well as well, right? 29, 28,000 profits on Pixel as well. Arbitrum actually is surging down as well. Ethereum layer 2, the largest one. Very interesting. 2 cents I wanted to add from my end. BTC just reached all-time high. We have ETFs being opened in multiple countries. Governments of Qatar talking to presidents of El Salvador, obviously about Bitcoin. We have all this bullish news. We have all these bullish events going on. We still have a certain catch-up to do to the stock market, right? I just don't understand how you can be selling your positions at this stage. Maybe to take some profits and maybe to have some dry powder on the side if you would be seeing a larger correction. That's something I can understand, but still, I'm just holding everything I have. I honestly don't have a lot of stable coins at this stage that are ready to be deployed in this or that project. We have things like AVAX pumping, we have things like Ton pumping, but one of the most important things that I actually wanted to show is the whole capitalization of crypto market at this stage. Let's actually take a look at this metric and respond to your question whether or not you should be selling your bags at this stage, selling your meme coins, the most performing assets, if you obviously have blue chip meme coins, not some crap on Solana, right? Let's actually take a look at this chart. This is global cryptocurrency market cap value chart. And it's quite interesting that we were at around 1.7 trillion back in December. I remember I was recording the same video, like talking about the value of the market at this stage, And interesting things that I was saying from my end is that we did not have any new inflow in that period on the market, and still certain narratives were pumping one after another. And my conclusion was that we are basically just in a PvP environment, and players on the marketplace, they're just rotating their funds from one thing to another, to the third one, to the first one, just trying to get that 10%, 20%, 30%. And I was comfortably sitting in Boba in 70% deep, just to get 30 access right after, alright? But what do we have now? Do we have the same situation in the marketplace? Because we reached all-time high. Maybe the total value of the market is the same. Maybe people were just selling their altcoins, buying into Bitcoin, and that's why Bitcoin has surged. But the value of the marketplace is actually the same, right? No, it's not. What do we have here? It's $2.7 trillion. It's actually a bit more. I think it's 2.84 at this stage. Value of the crypto market increased by 1 trillion in 2 months. And you are selling your altcoins, you are selling your memes, expecting a crash, when the value of the whole market increased in 1 trillion in 2 months. I know you might be saying those institutions, those are whales, they only buying Bitcoin, but then you're kind of going into the question of Bitcoin dominated cycle, right? That BTC is going to be the one thing that's going to surge. Then you just have to buy blue chip meme coins, because we do know currently through the alpha that you were exposed on this channel and on this channel only, that 30% of volumes on meme coins are already institutions, because institutions are trading meme coins. Meme coins are an ultimate hedge against BTC just surging up this cycle. I honestly believe that, and I saw that, I know that. It's nothing that you can come up with, right? Currently, capitalization of the whole crypto market is $2.84 trillion. We are very, very close to the high, to the top, because previous all-time high in terms of the capitalization was $3.05 trillion. That's the absolute top of the previous cycle. We are only 200 billion short out of this capitalization. You might say, obviously, it's mostly in Bitcoin, alright? Have you watched my previous videos? Do you really believe that this liquidity will not be coming into altcoins? The first second, Bitcoin corrects. The first second, Bitcoin go sideways. You would see crazy amount of inflows from people taking profits on their BTC positions and buying altcoins. And you might say that only people who are holding Bitcoin at this stage are institutions and they're buying for ETF, and that's why they cannot sell the Bitcoin. They can actually not reposition into altcoins because they only can buy and sell Bitcoin. You're right, of course. But there are a bunch of players in the marketplace that are long-term holders of Bitcoin, that are pure degens, that have a bunch of Bitcoin and they're buying into a bunch of altcoins, a bunch of meme coins as well. And just a small chunk of these guys is actually required to start this liquidity flow, which is essentially called the alt season. And usually it's going to start when they will figure out for themselves that probably Bitcoin is not going to move up much higher in the upcoming time. Maybe a month, several weeks, 2 months, 3 months, and then they will start to reposition the liquidity from BTC into altcoins. We are close to all-time highs in overall crypto liquidity market. I don't think this liquidity is going anywhere. Even on the larger correction, I don't think it's actually going to go anywhere. What I think is actually we're seeing large manipulation happening currently, trying to shake out weak hands so they can actually enter better positions into their altcoins. I do think they're actually buying. When you are selling, closing your loans, taking some profits, things like that. There is nothing bad with taking profits. If you actually feel stressed, if you feel bad, if you're holding the position, you should always take profit. And I honestly believe is that the only selling activity that you should be performing currently should only be connected with your psychological comfort at this stage. If you're holding the position and you feel that the position becoming too large. And you understand that once this position will start to correct, you might have a chance to just sell the whole thing because you would feel bad, you will feel FOMO, you did not sell at the top and things like that. In that case, just take some profits out of the position. You should be focusing on having psychological comfort in holding your position, because holding is what gives you the most money, the most rewards and results on this market. We just broke for all-time highs. I do expect that we might start to trade sideways for some time to kind of show this last boring price action for people to capitulate due to time before the eventual larger pump higher. And even about altcoins, as mentioned, each BTC dip is a chance for the altcoins to start surging like crazy. Market rewards actions that are not being exercised by the larger amount of players on the marketplace. Who's holding Memecoins through the dip and not actually taking profits? Who has this much conviction into actually be doing that? That's me. And that's why I'm going to capitalize on it heavily. Holding currently to dump on your heads when you will be rebuying at the top. See you there, my friend. The pure value of this video is because I would actually be telling you what to do with the memes from the current levels. And should you be buying currently or should you be selling currently, what you would want to reposition to, and what should be happening moving forward as well. Very, very interesting and very, very important as well. So it's from current picture, from current position, 12th of March at this stage. I have a list of memes that I wanted to add here. New ones that I specifically wanted to talk about, the things that I think should be pumping and moving up this cycle as well. And we will start with the daddy, we will start with the main one, because I don't think that you should be holding Doge or Sheep or Floki. Things up from the previous cycle, like they will show some numbers, they already showed some numbers, but you can see that new memes like Pepe is heavily outperforming them and basically just did 8x. Have Doge done 8x, have Sheep done 8x. Did you see 8x on Floki? I think it might be similar situation with the memes that new shiny object, they definitely attract more attention. At the same time, people understand that memes are something very, very fair. There are no VCs that were diluting all the supply through the bear market. And there is definitely a market muscle memory. From the point of view that retail that were just jumping into Dogecoin and Sheep and Floki in the last cycle, they remember these memes. They have this positive, maybe negative experience with them buying into them and essentially just see the money growing up as well. But Doge and Sheep are already heavily outperforming Pepe. I think it definitely will continue as well. I think Pepe should be flipping Sheep this cycle, if not even Doge as well. I see Pepe as #1 meme of this cycle. And it's basically the largest one at this stage, right? And things like Floki, I'm not very, very bullish on as well, just because of the fact this is something from previous cycle as well. So following trading view, I believe we do have to understand what is happening from the wave points of view, right? So we had this wave 1, then it's wave 2, then it's wave 3. The question you should ask is whether or not you are already at the end of wave 3 and are we entering wave 4 already, or should we be seeing some more movement on Pepe? I honestly think that we still have some upside to catch up with Pepe, mainly because it's still very, very early. Like, we did not have halving yet. We did not have Ethereum ETF yet. I believe the peak of the craziness, peak of the mania might be happening around Ethereum ETF. I do believe that we will only have the completion of wave 3 here if in case Pepe will start to correct heavily from these levels. Maybe it will go down to like 1.8, 2 billion market cap. Then obviously we would be able to tell that it's the end of wave 3. Currently, based on all of these bullish events, I don't think that there would be a lot of people into the marketplace that would want to sell the Pepe tokens, understanding what type of events are coming. I think that peak euphoria is going to be around Ethereum ETF. And if we are going a larger cycle, at least to the end of this year, wave 3 should be happening something closer to the end of this year. And I think euphoria around Ethereum ETF should be around the completion of wave 3 for Pepe, and wave 5 we should be seeing it at the end of this year of 2024. and then no one knows basically what's going to happen as well. And following my meme strategy, you know that there are a lot of things around Pepe. If Pepe gets scammed or something, like all of my meme strategy most likely just gets fucked. Because of the reason I do have Pepe characters, I do have Pepe derivatives as well, so I'm definitely betting on this meme a lot. And I definitely believe that it should be flipping sheep, it might be flipping Doge this cycle, and if it will, man, my meme bags, they will just, most likely they will honestly just print tens of millions of dollars if this will be happening. And I honestly wait for Pepe to enter the end of the wave 3 and enter wave 4. I want Pepe to see a correction because I want to see, for myself, once again, I want to see liquidity from Pepe coming into Pepe derivatives, into Pepe characters as well, because right now people are still holding Pepe, waiting for Pepe to surge up. The same thing with guys holding Bitcoin currently. They don't reposition to altcoins yet because they expect for Bitcoin to have a bit more upside as well, and they want to catch that upside. Once they would figure out that probably there is not much upside left, we will finally have our alt season as well. And the main reason why I'm waiting for a correction on Pepe is because I know I was here in the summer. I was degening into Memecoins in the summer. None of you were here. I was here. I was buying Boba in the summer. And Boba started to pump to 30 million initially, after 2 months from the initial pump of Pepe. 2 months. Obviously, we kind of had a bear market, right? But still, it's something very, very interesting. I would say that wave 3 on Boba will be completed only after some time will pass after a strong correction on Pepe, because after that we will be able to determine if Pepe profits actually went down to Boba, because I'm not repositioning from Pepe to Boba myself at this stage. And maybe once I would be seeing that Pepe is finding its top, I would take some of the profits and maybe I would buy Boba, or I would be buying something else, maybe some other derivatives that we have currently on AVAX, on Base, and some other chains as well. But I'm betting heavily on Pepe. It's a blue chip meme coin. A lot of the meme coins that are around Pepe, they are blue chips by default as well. You just have to understand that the chain is right, and you have to understand that it's not a rug pull. Quick tip, if it's on Solana, most likely it's a rug pull. Alright, and at the same time there should be some combination of narratives as well. If we have things like bread, which is a blue character, it should be on the blue blockchain. And if we have something like wolf, which is a red character, it should be on red blockchain, on AVAX, not on Ethereum, right? Ethereum, you have Pepe already. Go and put some money into Pepe. Why are you trying to create your own version of wolf that will lose to AVAX wolf eventually? Alright. Speaking of my conviction into Pepe, currently it's at 3.5 billion market cap. Let's actually just plan by the end of this year, where I might be seeing Pepe by the end of this year. You also have to understand that we did not yet see all-time high on Ethereum, which is so crazy. Like Pepe had done 8x before we even saw all-time high on Ethereum. It's so crazy when people would figure out for themselves and decide that Ethereum might not have more upside moving forward, and they will start repositioning from Ethereum into things like Pepe and other projects in the ecosystem. It's going to be so crazy. I want to put Pepe from 5 to 25x from these levels. You heard me right, from these levels. At the same time, I would expect conservatively from 25 to 30 billion market cap. So that's around 7-8x from here. But as mentioned, I do think it might be going as high as 100 billion market cap at this stage. Flipping SHIB 100%. Flipping Doge, we will see, but I think there are some chances to flip Doge as well. However, Elon Musk is definitely well known as well. Second thing that I didn't mention in the last video, but I think will be doing very well, is Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu ERC20. Which is called Bitcoin. Very funny meme by itself. It basically has all these connections inside. I think I was in the market around the time I saw a lot of derivatives around this meme coin. I saw Bitcoin too. A lot of people actually thought that this meme coin is dead, and recently it surged from 0.05 to 0.17 currently, but at the highest it was at 0.24. 4. So basically it had done a 5x. Right now it's correcting as well. I do think it's basically like the second large meme coin on Ethereum, despite the fact we have things like Mock that have market cap which is already larger than this meme. But I do think for some reason that this thing should be doing quite well in the full bull cycle, meme cycle as well, because I still think we should be somewhere at the start at this stage. I would put it 5 to 25x, but before Pepe, because obviously market cap is like how many, like 20 times lower at the same time. But we definitely have to be cautious because this thing already underperformed Pepe. This meme that had like how much, 40 million market cap, 50 million market cap, underperformed Pepe. You have to understand your meme game. You have to understand what they're doing with your funds, because if you're playing altcoins, the only reason to play altcoins is if your altcoins are essentially outperforming Bitcoin, right? And we did not see Harry, and we kind of have the same status for Pepe inside Memecoins as well. And there are 0 reasons for you to actually be investing money into something that underperforms Pepe, because you could just have bought Pepe and be very, very comfortable with Pepe in the first place. So if you're buying into Memecoin, you need to be sure that this thing is going to outperform Pepe. Maybe short term, maybe long term, no one cares. You need to be sure that this thing is going to outperform Pepe. Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu is not outperforming Pepe yet, but definitely Pepe is in the later stages of the market cycle of Pepe, because it's just the first mover, right? Then Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu. Therefore, I would most likely be expecting actually from this meme a next leg up, because I would still expect this thing to outperform Pepe, like do at least 10, 12, 15x from the bottoms, and people are already selling it, right? So crazy to me, so crazy how this market is being played. Next thing we have Mock, which is basically a meme coin around election, which is very, very bullish. Right now it's at 340 million market cap. It's not correcting that heavily in connection to meme Harry Potter with a ticker Bitcoin, right? Which definitely a great sign, because community of the meme should be a cult. They should not be selling, they should not be taking profits, they should be holding. I think that memes that are not correcting heavily currently are very, very good sign as well. They're strong memes and they should continue moving forward as well. 340 million market cap at this stage, crazy volumes. I'm bullish on Mock as an election token, and it definitely has this catalyst in the form of election that's just so crazy to me. I would want to put it at 5 to 25x, but I would expect Mock to outperform Harry Potter Sonic Obama 10 Inu, right? Just because of the fact the catalyst is quite huge at this stage. Next thing we're coming to is Bread. Bread is on base chain at this stage. So we can see that it's currently heavily correcting from 0.042 to 0.003 at this stage, which is pretty much a healthy correction for this thing. Personally, I would not be buying into this thing. I would be waiting for capitalization due to time, to people essentially realizing that base airdrop is not coming anytime soon. And meme coins, they usually correct in 80-70%, right? And if it's not going to correct, I'm fine as well, but most likely it will, unfortunately for the current holders of this token as well. And we saw this thing happen times and times again with many different tokens as well. And I would mostly be buying at the dip for this token, maybe around 50 million market cap, 70, 100 million. Let's see how low it's actually going to correct as well, if it obviously will, because I think it's a very good meme. I think they're going to show numbers on base chain once we would be seeing the whole airdrop. I'm quite bullish on base chain itself as well, but you definitely have a challenge. You have a challenge of holding the meme token for 6 to 7 months, not caring about dollar value, just thinking about how much supply of the token you actually have, how many tokens you have, and carefully hold into your tokens. I've done this with Boba for 8 months. I was rewarded heavily. Would you be able to do the same with Bread? That's the difference between winners and losers. No one knows what's going to happen. You're thinking you're going to sell and buy back lower? How many times it didn't work? Still, I will be waiting for a correction on this thing, and I already told you about my entry market cap targets as well. If we would check from the current level, so it's currently at 300 million market cap. If base chain is going to be that bullish for the whole thing, can it push it to like 15 billion market cap? I would like to be conservative. I would like to provide you with bread market cap based on 10x difference from Pepe market cap. So if we are expecting Pepe at 30 to 50 billion market cap, conservatively, this cycle, let's say that bread will be reaching 5 billion market cap. Therefore, these are 16 x's from here. I'm not very sure where to put bread in comparison to Mog and Harry Potter Sonic Obama 10 Inu with the ticker Bitcoin, right? But I would probably like to put it between them. I would like to put it between Mog and Harry Potter Sonic Obama 10 Inu, right? And it's only for the reason, and it's only for the fact that the market cap of bread is quite high at this stage. I just think that there should be a capitulation due to time for this thing. The same kind of thing that is happening with Toshi and other memes as well. But a good thing is if you were entering bread at like 15, 10 million market cap, 20 million market cap, I don't think that we would be able to see these market caps ever again. I would say best case scenario, in my case, 50 million, but yeah, just crazy corrections like 80%, 85%. Well, we'll see, because these things, they actually tend to correct a lot, but long term I'm very bullish on this meme. I'm very bullish on base as well. I think it should be doing well. Next thing is Wolf. Imagine people are selling Wolf right here before Alex actually just reached 2x. It's so crazy to me. Like they're selling their Wolf backs here at 42, at 23 million market cap. Pepe derivative on AVAX, on the chain that should be pumping quite soon. So crazy to me. I think that Wolf can become a very comfortable and convenient liquidity inflow for a lot of players on AVAX currently, because we have Kokinu where upside is quite limited. We have bullish events for Alex happening as well, and it's quite interesting because, for example, you would want to get exposure to AVAX gaming from your end, right? But you don't have any tokens, you don't know the games much, but you still would like to get exposure. And it might be not this transparent in the first place, not this straightforward, right? But you're actually getting exposure to gaming pumping on AVAX through Wolf, because Memecoin would definitely be pumping from profits from gaming tokens as well. I think we should be seeing 200 million market cap for this token at the completion of wave 3, which we are entering currently for this thing. And this type of market cap should be happening when AVAX would start to correct. It should start to go sideways from its wave 3 as well. And Kok Inu should also start to correct. And I believe this time we will have a bunch of liquidity, a bunch of profits from Kok Inu actually being redistributed into Wolf meme as well. Quite bullish on Wolf. Speaking of the end of the year, we will definitely have wave 5 for this thing as well. I do believe we actually might be seeing this at 1 billion market cap in a nice case scenario as well. The issue is that AVAX might not have the largest amount of liquidity, but I believe that 1 billion from here is 50 x's, right? I do think we should be seeing it somewhere there by the end of this cycle. But obviously I would be looking to most likely to take some profits from the coin, obviously leave large back as well, but take some profit of the coin at the end of wave 3. I think by that time we should be seeing, we might be seeing a nice deep, nice correction bread, and I will be looking forward to reposition some of my Wolf profits into bread at that stage. Because I think long-term bread might be better just because of the fact that there should be more liquidity on base. There should definitely be more people on base. At the same time, it depends on the entry point, on the market cap that you're entering in. Because if I would be seeing bread at 200 million market cap, for example, it's not that great as well. Next thing that we have is Boba. And people are selling the Boba tokens at this stage. I think it was going as high as 110 million market cap. And interesting thing I actually want to tell you about Boba is that I do believe that there should be liquidity flow from Pepe to Boba. Not at this stage when we might be seeing the whole market correcting, right? But at the stage when the market would generally be green, things will be going up, and Pepe would go sideways for some reason, because maybe it's going to have like a large market cap already and people would not want to buy Pepe at like 6 billion, 7 billion, 8 billion market cap. And then I think we should basically start to see a large liquidity inflow into Boba. I don't think that Boba is at the end of wave 3, and end of wave 3 for Boba should be coming once Pepe liquidity will be coming from Pepe to Boba, once Pepe would essentially start to correct and go sideways. And Ethereum should definitely be more expensive than now. It's quite interesting that I think about 2 months ago I was recording a video that got 900 views on how you can ultimately outperform Ethereum ETF. And I was basically just telling the audience, 900 people that watched the video, to buy Boba. They're quite rich at this stage. They will be way more rich closer to the end of this cycle, closer to the end of this year even, if they would decide to hold, right? So speaking of Boba, we're at around 70 million market cap. I believe Boba is an ultimate Pepe derivative. The teams might be quite connected. The people that are supporting Boba, they're quite similar to people that were pushing Pepe and are supporting Pepe as well. 70 million at this stage, we're in the middle of wave 3. I do believe wave 3 should put us somewhere between 300 million to 500 million market cap conservatively, if not even more. But it should be alright with 300 million to 500 million. Therefore, I would expect us to blow to maybe $2 billion once Pepe would be surging higher. It's a very conservative estimate, because if we'd be seeing Pepe at 30 to 50 billion dollars market cap, Boba can be easily from 3 to 5 billion as well. 10x lower, easily for Boba. So 2 billion market cap conservatively for Boba, that would be how much? 28x's from here, right? The question I should have is whether or not Boba will outperform Wolf. Well, we have the issue with Wolf, that Wolf is on the chain that have a lower amount of liquidity. But it's also a very interesting Pepe derivative as well. They have Avax Foundation pushing memes. Man, I just believe more in Ethereum whales. I would be very disappointed if Ethereum whales would not be pushing Boba and making sure that it has large market cap. And Boba, to be honest, should be comparing to bread somewhere, in terms of the market cap, in terms of the liquidity and things like that. I think it should be somewhere the same eventually, closer to the end of the cycle, once we would essentially see liquidity from Pepe coming into Boba, right? We do have other derivatives around Pepe, which are original 4chan memes. We had Bobo, we have Mumu, we have Sneebu, and Dodo, I believe, came up just really recently as well. I basically just wanted to share my opinion, because with Mumu, I think they were not very active in the bear market. I saw a bunch of shillers essentially talking about Mumu, but very small amount, and I just don't like how the whole token is being pushed. Liquidity is very low on Ethereum, but we recently saw Mumu being created on Solana, because they basically understood the opportunity. They basically understood that there is no good derivative for Mumu as well. But liquidity is $239,000 with 9 million market cap. It's, yeah, I don't like Solana so much, guys. You're getting scammed on Solana just like crazy. See liquidity on Sneebu, 372. Liquidity is 1.5 times larger than on this crap, and the market cap is 3.5 million. This is how proper Ethereum liquidity should look like. If you touch Solana, don't press like on this channel. Don't subscribe to this channel if you touch Solana. I don't want to get this channel dirty with your dirty hands that are touching Solana. So, speaking about Sneebu. Sneebu was able to reach 7 million market cap in the recent pump. I do believe it should be in the wave 3, but there are definitely less confidence in Sneebu at this stage. There are more people cheating. At the same time, because of that, there should be more explosive moves. I do expect Sneebu to see a larger pump as well. I think that Sneebu is also in wave 3 at this stage, but it should even be earlier in stage 3 than Boba at this stage, because liquidity from Boba should be coming to Sneebu as well, and we should have this liquidity flow from Pepe to Bobo to Sneebu, just because of the fact Mumu is out of the picture, unfortunately, at this stage, just because of the whole things that are happening with the meme as well. Well, Sneebu is definitely a very risky pick at this stage, and people are not that confident, despite the fact I think community, they're just publishing memes on a daily basis on the channel and things like that. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. So I would want to put it 25 to 75x, but I would say that Sneebo is still degen. And you have to understand these things too, because something is degen until it does not reach high market cap, right? Me buying Bobo in the bear market and holding Bobo for 8 months in the bear market and seeing my $25,000 just going down to 7,000, it was pretty degen as well. I was holding to Boba. And right now, no one is saying that Bobo is degen, right? Everyone is just saying that Bobo is a blue chip meme. You should be buying in. That's the ultimate Pepe derivative. It's going to surge up like crazy. And we might be seeing same things happen for Sneebo. And Bobo community is quite supportive of Sneebo as well. So it's an ultimate, like, it might be an ultimate, like a 1000x leverage position on Pepe, right? Because it will definitely be outperforming Pepe as well. I would be way more confident if we would basically see Sneebo breaking all-time highs once this liquidity flow will start from Pepe to Bobo, and then liquidity should be moving from Bobo into Sneebo, right? And once Sneebo will be breaking current all-time highs and kind of finalizing wave 3 and then going into correction to wave 4, I will be way more confident to buy into this meme during wave 4. And I will probably actually call you to buy into this meme as well. Right now, we still have Bitcoin halving, we still have Ethereum ETF. Let's see what Ethereum ETF is going to bring for Ethereum memes, right? Next is Rido. Unfortunately, we don't have Rido on CoinMarketCap, despite Rido essentially being a blue chip meme token of Toncoin, of Tonchain, and it just surging up like crazy recently from 0.02, right, to currently 0.26. So it's 14x's. Actually, I got 14x's on this thing because I was buying at 0.02, right? But my amount, like, it was not that large. I would wish I would be putting more money into Rido as well. But it's still kind of 25 million market cap, and I have a nice chunk of money there. I'm bullish on Toncoin. We're still awaiting airdrop of Notcoin on Tonchain as well. And this money from airdrop, you also have to understand that kind of this pump is happening because there is nothing to buy on Tonchain currently. Like, you can buy Ton, and if you were holding Ton, if you are making money currently, you would want to take profits and you would want to reposition into something like smaller, like some type of lower cap or something. And there is nothing you can buy on Ton at this stage. Like, a lot of projects, a lot of protocols that you have there, that they don't have a token for some reason. And Rido is basically, Memecoin is the one thing you can buy on Ton. And essentially, I do see Ton pumping moving forward in the cycle as well. Therefore, I see Rido pumping as well. And we still expect Notcoin airdrop. That should be adding a bunch of liquidity into the chain. I actually see it's a very alpha play at this stage to be playing memes around airdrops on the chains. Because as mentioned with Bonk, as Alex, market maker of Bonk, was mentioning, the success of Bonk was highly connected with the airdrops on Solana as well, right? And I do believe it's an alpha play to be buying memes in different chains that should be getting airdrop either of the token of the main chain or some large airdrops of some protocols, like it happened with Solana, right? And you would be able to capitalize on that heavily, because free money, people often treat free money as basically chips in casino, and they would want to throw them at Memecoin, at least some of it, right? So all the Memecoins with the chains that should be getting large airdrops, they should be doing very well. 26 million market cap, but Ton is also not the largest chain at this stage, and 26 million market cap is quite large by itself. Although if we would compare market cap of Stacks and the market cap of Welsh, yeah, the difference is not that large in comparison of Ton market cap and Rido market cap. I would want to put Rido at 25 to 75 axis before Sneebo, just because of the fact that I believe that Rido is not that degen at this stage. It's also a dog meme, so it's kind of in the meta. I think Twitter account of Toncoin is also supporting Rido as well. It was originally being drawn by the founder of Telegram, Pavel Durov, so quite bullish on this thing. It's also an example of blue chip meme tokens, and it's quite interesting and it's quite important that I'm specifically sharing blue chip meme tokens in this video. And you have to understand why. You have to understand why I'm specifically saying Solana as well, because most of the gains with meme coins, they're actually being made when you're doing something that none of the people of the marketplace are actually exercising. No one is buying meme coins at the dips, no one is holding meme coins. Everyone is just buying tops on the meme coins and then they're selling and then they're saying that meme coins are scam. And ultimate alpha play on meme coins is to understand when you are seeing dips, be buying on the dips and be holding as well. Because holding meme coins is something that no one is doing. That's why you are heavily being rewarded for this action. I was holding Boba in the bear market for 8 months. I was sticking to my picture of the bear. It was close to my heart. I was holding it, right? Holding close to my heart, my picture of the bear. And the reason I'm giving you blue chip meme tokens here is that in the first place, I don't want you to get scammed. And secondly, I do understand that largest amount of gains with meme coins are going to be made when you will be holding to them. And you cannot hold some crap scam shit on Solana with a bunch of JITs that would be just selling this thing on each correction, right? That's just not something that's going to happen. It's different type of dynamic for meme coins. And I don't like to sit there like a monkey and constantly have a need to watch after my meme coins selling and buying 15 times a day. I have things to do. I don't want to buy into and sell into 30 times a day. That's not how I like to trade into meme coins, and that's not how you're basically getting the largest output as well, because trading does not provide you with the largest output, with the largest value. Holding is what provides you with the largest amount of money on this market. And holding meme coins, it's being viewed by so digit currently, but all these like Dogecoin millionaires and SHIB millionaires, they did not have 500k and they put 500k into Dogecoin and they got their million, right? It did not happen. They were holding their memes. They were digital life cycle. Why are you not repeating the behavior that made a bunch of money to a bunch of people already? You have to hold 2 blue chip meme coins. And obviously with all of these things, we have a chance to rug. And it's actually quite easy as well, because smart rug pools currently, like, they're not taking liquidity out of the tokens. They basically just hold a bunch of tokens. They hold a bunch of tokens, and the dollar value of these tokens is way larger than the total liquidity on the token. Therefore, you need to understand that in 1 second, they just can be selling the whole bag. And maybe there is a reason that all of the teams behind meme coins are actually anonymous, right? You have to understand these risks as well. That's why it's so damn risky. But currently, most of the markets, most of these people, they do expect for these things to grow into even bigger cash cows. And it's also it's kind of also a nice tone of actions. When if you have a large position into meme coin, you are not just dumping the whole thing right away. You are selling in chunks over time, because this way you don't have a large influence on the chart. This way you are basically not spoiling the picture for everyone else, because if you're dumping large back in your meme coin right away, that means that the chart just dumps heavily, other people start to dump as well, and you're decreasing the backs of everyone else in the meme coin as well. That's why I don't like Solana, right? Moving forward, we have Welsh. Welsh is a meme coin on Stacks ecosystem. It's actually been correcting quite nicely already, and I was buying at 20 million market cap, so I'm only up 4x on this thing as well. Well, my thesis is that Stacks is going to be the winning layer 2 this cycle as well, just because of the fact that there would be a bunch of layer 2s that will be scams, and all this liquidity from scams will come back into Stacks. Probably there will be more revolutionary, probably there will be more interesting and revolutionary things appearing on the marketplace as well. But Stacks just have an edge because of the fact that it was being developed for so much time, right? Welsh, I would put 5 to 25x, but before mock. Market cap is quite large, but it still should be doing well. With this meme coin that is very appealing to women because it's cute, right? Man, if you've been on internet since 2005, you don't laugh from these things, right? You are way past that. Way past that. You laugh from 2 girls, 1 cup. You are basically just opening it up when you're eating on some birthdays and you're watching it. When I was 12, we actually opened up a 2 girls, 1 cup video during my birthday. And one guy, he basically threw up out of the balcony. Like, he vomited from the balcony, right? Very interesting story. Dog we've had. So it's for people that are not laughing from 2 girls, 1 cup, right? We see it at 2 billion market cap. Currently, it's definitely losing to Pepe. And we definitely have this thing with Solana JITs on this meme token as well. Because they might be just selling this thing because they're afraid, because they can do 15 transactions a day, right? 24 hours selling volumes. That's why the selling volumes actually, it's quite interesting when people are kind of, you know, when people are when people are comparing volumes on Solana and on Ethereum and saying that like Solana volumes are the same as Ethereum. Maybe that's because of the fact that JITs can be selling and buying 30 times a day, and with Ethereum you basically, at least you would need to think if you have lower amount of funds. If you would want to buy and pay this gas fee, if you would want to sell and pay this gas fee as well, this is something you would want to think about, right? If you're doing on Ethereum. That's why in general, I think as an investor, you would be definitely way more successful on Ethereum because of the reason that you would basically need to think at least before buy or before selling. And JITs on Solana, they just buy and sell 30 times a day. I can't keep up with that. That's why I'm not playing this game, right? 2 billion market cap being pushed by influencers. I think it's a bad meme. I think it's not funny. I think women will not come into crypto. It's, guys, like, how women will come into crypto? It's quite complex. It's man space in the first place. Doc we've had, they can't even gather 600k to put doc we've had on some ad, because on Solana no one basically have a lot of money, right? Well, I'm too harsh on Solana in this video, most likely, I'm sorry. With 2 billion market cap, largest meme on Solana, right? Will it be doing well or not? Well, I don't think so. I will put it at the end after Pepe. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm underestimating the power of the market, the power of people on Solana as well. Well, for meme to search, for meme to pump, it's very important because I don't think you have an option to change hands all the time. I think you should have holders that are capable of holding, that will not be selling when they will have 2 million in the token, 5 million in the token, 10 million in the token, 15 million in the token. They would still be holding. And I think Solana is just something that does not push you to hold by design in terms of the Memecoin game there. And all these inflated market caps, like stuff on Solana can have 900k liquidity and like 15-20 million market caps. Like, what is that? Bonk, the same thing, just right after WIF. I'm not a huge believer there. Something very interesting. We're coming back to Toshi, right? Speaking of Toshi, we have 90 million market cap here. And yeah, nice first pump, nice dip. People that were buying on the dip, they're just making bank. This pump might be in connection with base, with bread and all the things there, but it's definitely losing to bread already, and bread definitely took a bunch of liquidity out of this thing as well. It might be quite interesting because you have to understand this meme game as well, because a lot of people, they're essentially playing this meme game based on insiders, and if you have good insiders, you can pump like any token. Like next Sneebook can be created tomorrow with proper insiders, and they will be able to pump this token way higher as well if they would want to, right? And in order for them to do that, they do have to have an incentive, and incentive is usually allocations like bags that they are buying from the market when the token is very, very low. After that, they basically start to pump this thing, they start to shill, and at some point they sell as well. And it's very, very interesting that bread might just have been created because of the fact that some people were not that happy with the fact that they don't have allocation at Toshi. They were not the early insiders. They were not invited to be early insiders as well. And basically bread is taking the place of Toshi at this stage, because honestly speaking, I think bread narrative is way better than Toshi. I think people are quite tired at this stage from founders' pets. Like, these are not good memes as well. These are not memes in the first place. Like, founders' pets, it's same thing as dog we've had. Like, founders' pets, founders' dogs, like, man, it's not funny. Go watch Two Girls, One Cup when you are 12 years old, and this is what funny. This one is not funny. Be on the internet from 2005, right? Market cap is $93 million. Base chain is very, very bullish. Well, I think we should be seeing at least 1 billion market cap for this thing. I would put it before Pepe, so I think it will outperform Pepe eventually as well. Despite the fact I don't think it's outperforming it currently. So we just had a 3x, whilst Pepe had 8x, but we would see. Brett had done very, very nice recently as well. Well, this is it. The goal of this video was to basically provide you with information from the current levels for each and every token. In terms of Toshi, I would not be buying at current levels as well. Although I think you would be doing some excess if you would be buying currently, because I think we should still be seeing the end of wave 3. But with Brett correcting, if people would understand the airdrop on the base chain is not coming anytime soon, things might start to correct on Toshi as well. I would wait on Toshi for wave 4 for it to correct, because I think it's already larger. It's already higher than the previous all-time high from the wave 1. Therefore, we should be correcting lower than currently, but usually not lower than the all-time high of wave 1, if it makes sense, right? That's pretty much it in terms of the meme coins. I think in meme coins you have to pick right chain, you have to pick right narrative, you have to have right people to support you as well, because huge game with meme coins is actually inviting new people into your cult as well. So it's like opening up a religion and basically inviting new people to join your religion, join your cult. And you definitely need good marketing people that would be able to market the shit out of your token as well. That's something very, very important as well. But I do believe that this video was valuable and you had to, and you understood some things about these things as well. Moving forward to our daily giveaway, we have 150 people at this stage. One more time, if you would like to be eligible to participate in the giveaways, you need to be my referral on BitGet, you need to have KYC completed, and you need to deposit at least $100. So in general, it's free. You can be eligible for $100 giveaway for free, and the chance is still quite large because I definitely have more referrals. It's just that in order to be here, you actually have to fill out the form in the Discord, right? And a lot of people, they did not fill out the form. That's why it's not that large in terms of the amount of people as well. So I put 150, 121. Do you know what 121 is actually? 121 is actually 11 squared. So if you would multiply 11 by 11, you would get 121. Therefore, it's close to a simple number, but it's not a simple number because you can divide 121 by 11 and you will get 11. But it's very, very interesting that it's two simple numbers squared, right? Next thing is 133. I believe it's actually a simple number. I don't believe that you can divide 133 by anything else. Congrats, these UIDs. You each won $100 that should be sent to you soon as well. Last but not least, number 50. 50 consists of a bunch of numbers. It's 2, it's 2, it's 5, it's 5. No, I just gave you 100. I'm sorry. 50 is 5 and 5 and 2. Very nice number as well. So we basically got a number which is two simple numbers squared, a simple number squared, right? We got a simple number 133 and we got a number which is doubled, which is basically simple number squared double, because if you would square 5 and double it, you would get 50, all right? That's pretty much it for this video. I think you should be bullish. I think great things are going to happen on the marketplace. I think you should be bullish. And I think you should view kind of crypto as shitcoin of the markets, right? Because even once we would see stock market correcting and changing direction, first of all, it's not going to happen like soon, I think, because once it would start happening, people would not understand right away that the stock market is turning. They would expect the correction, right? And everything in crypto will be happening in a delay, with a delay, and everything will be pumping at the last second. That's the whole complexity of this game as well, because you basically have to hold till the last second to make sure that the turtle is closing its jaws, right? And you're pulling out like at the last centimeter, at the last piece of metric system, because you might be in the US, right? You're not using centimeters, you're using something else. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. Join my Discord, it's very valuable. If you're in the US and you can join, I can tell you a secret. If you're not Native American, you should have some relatives in Europe, maybe in some other places, and they might be in place where they would be able to pass KYC for you, and you would be able to use their exchange. Just giving you away a secret right here, right? That if you're in the US and if you're not a Native American, you should probably have some relatives. Maybe it's a surprise. Some relatives in Europe. I know it might be a surprise, but it should be good anyway. Thank you very much for watching. No discrimination to our US friends. I would like you guys to be in the community as well. Thank you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.